video, we're going to talk about the OnSummarySectionRender event. So you can see here I have a very simple grid on invoice items from Alpha Sports, and we've turned on the total for the extension column, and you can see here that the total is appearing. Now this is the total for the entire grid for all 113 records, not just the total over there. And we've specified in our properties over here that we'd like to display the total on all pages, not just by default. The totals only appear on the last page. So by default, when you select summaries, this property here is checked, but we've unchecked that because we'd like to see totals on all pages right now. And we've gone to the extension column over here, and we've specified that we'd like the total for extension. So when we go to working preview, we get to see the grand total for the extension over here. So now let's go and see what we can do in the OnSummarySectionRender event. So let's go over to events right now, and I made a temporary change here, and I'm going to go back and change this to this value. So before I explain what's going on over here, let me just actually run the grid, and so you can see what's happening. So now instead of basically just seeing a value under the extension column over there, we've got a completely custom summary section over here, and you can see that we're showing the grand total for the order. We've computed the tax for the order, and we've inserted now, we've computed the order total plus tax to get the grand total, and we've also put in something called the page total over here. So let's go back now to the event handler and take a look at how we did that. So the first thing to notice is that if you look inside the event handler code here, you'll see that E gets passed in, and E contains a couple of interesting objects. The first thing is that it contains E.summary values, contains all of the summary values that were computed by the grid, and you can then use those summary values in your own calculation. So let's go ahead here and put in a debug 1 so we can take a look more closely at E.summary values. So let's go there, and you can see that basically E.summary values, we remember we specified that we wanted summary values for the extension field, so there's extension, and we've got here available to us the average, the count, the first, the last, the min, the max, the standard deviation, the total, and the variance of that field. So for example, the total would be in a property called E.summaryValues.extension.total, and in fact what we're doing over here is if you look at the let's just actually run it, and let's go back now into working preview, and you can see here that that what we've done is we've defined a property called R, and we've just set R equal to total extension over there. So that's just now equal to the value 14,035. Then we've computed tax just using an arbitrary expression, 0.05 times R dot total extension. In a real app, you would presumably go back to do some kind of calculation to compute the tax rate for the current customer. Then we've computed the order total by taking the tax and adding in the extension total. Then next, we've defined another dot variable called S, and now we're computing formatted values for each of these fields. So but we're using the Alpha 5 string function, which converts a number into a string, and by using $paren, we're specifying that we'd like to have a leading currency symbol and put negative numbers in parens. And then the next thing that we do is we compute E.summarySectionHTML. So the comments here tell you that E.summarySectionHTML is the actual HTML that gets rendered in the summary section. So here you can see that we've got a template now for the